What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Untitled Gaming Channel. I am AJ Gels. Guys, how's it going? God, I am so nice to be back. If you didn't know, I took the last couple days off. I was back home for Thanksgiving, but, you know, finally drove back down. I had to, well, I was supposed to have work today. I'll talk about that in some other video just because it's a long rant. But, long story short, I'm finally back in my apartment. It's going to be here for another couple weeks until I move my operation back home for winter break. But either way, I think that there's nothing better to celebrate my return than with this video. If you can see up top, you know what game this is. This just got announced over this week. I am super excited that this series is coming back. It's returning to its roots. Real quick though, I know anybody just wants me to shut up and press play, but I will say this just because if I always like to say this for any newcomers. If you're new to the show, basically what I do, I gather news from around the web, video game news that is, and I aggregate it here. I talk about it this week, mostly IGN because I'm lazy. I have another video coming out probably sometime tomorrow about just another topic that I've been talking about lately. I just didn't want to add it to the show just because it would make it maybe longer than it's going to be. Other than that, every topic I talk about will be in the description below, along with timestamps and links to every article / video we watch and read. Whatever, let's get to the video because I'm excited.
思い描いたのは戦場と人生。戦争という世界観へ自分自身も没入して物語にキャラクターに命を吹き込んでいく。大きな流れに翻弄され、その中で友情や怒りや切なさなど人のさまざまな感情をどこまで描くことができるのか。今までの表現をさらに発展させた手書き感を追求するためにアナログ水彩画などから取り込める表現がないか探す日々。クオリティを追求し続け、リアリティと世界観とを天秤にかけ見極めていく。それが絵の温かみや線描の柔らかさを作り出し、新しい表現が生まれていく。主人公とプレイヤーが同じように驚き、苦労し、喜びに震える。シナリオや演出だけではない戦略的なシステムやストレスのない操作性、インターフェースに至る全てにおいて徹底的に突き詰めることで生まれるかつてない没入感。その情熱は国境を越え世界へと広がっていく。シリーズ最高の作品として胸を張って世に出せるものを作る。その全ては待ち望んだプレイヤーのために。
I'm so excited.
あの日の僕らは命を懸けうるものがあると信じていた。それがどんな代償を払うものか知りもしないで。3月10日、僕たちは帝国領内を進撃していた。あの戦争こそが僕たちの青春だった。
進撃を続ける彼らを待ち受ける帝国軍の反撃。
奮い立て勇敢なる兵士たち、このヨーロッパから腐りきっ
そして
雪だ。吹雪の前兆なんてなかったはずだ。
逃がしはしない。私は選ばれた証を見せる。
現代によみがえった伝説バルキュリア。
一刻も早くこの領域から離れるんだ。
言っただろう、いい女は逃がさないってな。
迎え撃つぞ。
仲間たちに託された意志。
俺を信じて任せてくれよ。
みんないなくなるなんて、そんなの嫌だ。
戦争に翻弄されながらも
僕は狂ってる。戦争という狂気に飲み込まれてしまった。
全ては戦争を終わらせるために。
これまでなのか。
大切なものを守りたくて自ら戦争と共にあった。極寒の地での戦いは熱い友情の物語だった。
生きてハーフェンに帰ろ
う。一緒にね。
戦場のバルキュリア4。
I'll say it again. I can't wait. Do 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 do. God, I don't know. I love the shit out of the Valkyria series. I mean, I remember playing through Valkyria Chronicles Remastered, and then I think it was the same day I beat it. I went out and I bought Valkyria Chronicles 2. Valkyria Chronicles 2 on my PS Vita because the 2 and 3 only came out on PSP. We'll talk about that in the next article. Real quick, but I'm gonna make a cut here just because I gotta turn my air conditioning off. I'm freezing my ass off. You know, something that I was really liking about the trailer that we saw. I mean, it looks like they're doing a very similar story to Valkyria Chronicles, the original. It's just that war story, that kind of friends and the bonds of friendship are tested sort of thing. I mean, you saw there was kind of like a romance between who I'm going to assume is our tank commander / main character, and I don't know who the heck this is, but this chick. I kind of like the dog. I hope he's the medic. That would be adorable. I like the snow concept. I'm glad we're going back to that tactical setting. I still haven't had a chance to play the new Valkyria, that Azure Revolution or whatever. I know a lot of people were unhappy with it. I still kind of want to play it just because it's cool. Or just because it's Valkyria, I want to give it a shot. If you haven't played 2, it's a little different from 1 and... I think 2 and 3 are a little different than 4, or than 1 and 4. Just because 2 and 3 were more... You know what? We'll talk about it in this blog post by Will Chan, PR associate of Sega. All right. Let's see here. And the article reads, or I guess blog post, whatever. It's on Sony blog. In case you missed it, the beloved Valkyria Chronicles series is making a grand return to the West with Valkyria Chronicles 4, revisit a WW2 inspired world with a redefined tactical RPG battle system. That was a big thing that I loved, along with the rich, painterly aesthetic, new ensemble cast of characters, and a captivating story about growing up on the battlefield. Real quick, somebody help me out, just because it's been a little bit since I played Valkyria Chronicles, and I want to go back and get my platinum for it, but was Valkyria Chronicles, that took place during the second European War. If anybody knows the lore of the series, that was the second European War. I think same war, different places. But I'm not 100% sure. Somebody feel free to correct me on that. Alright. Although the Valkyria Chronicles 4 team has been super busy, we are able to ask producer Kei Mikami a few questions about his experience working on the newest mainline entry of the Valkyria series. When did Valkyria 4 begin development? It's been about 2 years since the project officially started. It might be a little longer if you include the time our director, Mr. Yamashita, spent in the planning phase. What brought you back to the world of Valkyria Chronicles 4? Kei Mikami. The aim of this Valkyria project is to expand the series on a global scale. We haven't released a mainline title since Valkyria Chronicles 3 in 2011, so our goal from the beginning was to attract new audiences worldwide. Our overarching vision is to return to the original Valkyria Chronicles roots while building on improvements from the rest of the series. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is the culmination of everything we've learned up to this point. We began setting the groundwork for the project with Valkyria Chronicles Remastered for PS4. Our intent was to let fans experience Valkyria Chronicles Origins and core gameplay on a next-gen console before moving forward with a brand new numbered entry in the main series. What inspired the story, characters, and setting Kei Mikami? And I quote, Valkyria Chronicles 2 and 3 were both released exclusively on PSP, which was a very prolific console in Japan. Their themes, therefore, catered to our Japanese audience, such as a schoolyard environment or a fantastical special ops team. This time, we decided to return to the game's grounded military setting. As such, we moved away from super soldiers to extraordinary powers. Instead, you'll find characters who are more like people you could see yourself meeting in everyday life. See, I think that was a complaint I had about the first game. I really liked the whole, the idea of were they called the Valkyria? I think they were called the Valkyria. I want to say Valkyrie, but that's not right. I liked the whole idea of the Valkyria. It was really cool. My issue with it comes from the fact that we really didn't get to play with that in game. You know, I mean, it was a neat story thing, and some enemies were super powered, but we didn't get any like neat super powered our characters and have them fight each other. I think that would have been cool, but again, opinion, and the game is still very good on its own. And I'm sure they're going to do something really good. And honestly, I think this reason right here, what they were talking about, how the whole schoolyard environment thing, that's Valkyria Chronicles 2. It's kind of like a training academy. It's interesting. I'm still playing it. I put it down a long time ago, and I haven't picked it up in a long time. Yeah, it's interesting. If you ask me, it's not what Valkyria Chronicles 1 was, and I think that makes sense why I'm having a little bit of trouble connecting with the characters. Ah, man. See here, we gathered reference material by studying countless records of troops who participated in WW2. In doing so, we learned about soldiers who never lost hope, even in dire straits. Perhaps it was their youthfulness that allowed them to hold on to that positivity. These tales of soldiers whose dreams were crushed by the stark realities of war, only for them to stand back up and face the reality head-on, affected our team on a deeply emotional level. What makes Valkyria Chronicles 4 different than the rest of the mainline series? Kei Mikami. The first Valkyria Chronicles games focused on the small country of Gallia. This time around, the world itself is expanding to reveal an epic story that covers the full scope of the Second European War. Okay, so yeah, I think same war, different times. Or different places. We recreated a world history loosely based on the front lines of the Eastern Theater and want you to experience a different side of the European conflict. How did the war impact other continents? What lies beyond the Gallian front? Discover the global impact of EW2 through the mechanical improvements and narrative innovations of our last creation. That's the thing that I really like, because I can't remember if we saw the end of the war itself at the end of Valkyria Chronicles, the first one, because really what we saw was the end of the Gallian arc. Is that? Yeah, Gallian. I don't know. I think that would be that's going to be really interesting to see what's gonna how the story is told in the next couple games. Let's see. What's new about the canvas system? Kei Mikami. New hardware allowed us to repaint the gorgeous visuals you know and love in a whole new light. In order to amplify canvas hand-drawn watercolor aesthetics, we deepened the shadows to make the colors pop. We also added real-time environmental effects like footprints left in the snow or heat waves warping the air around you to give that sense that you are actually there in person. Valkyria Chronicles 4 will be available on PS4 and will come out in the Americas and Europe in 2018. I am super pumped. I love the crap out of this game. I love the crap out of the first one. I like the ones on PSP. I haven't played 3, but I'm playing 2, and it's It's okay. It's not great. But it's still fun, and you know, it's still got the same like gameplay vibe. I haven't played a Zero Revolution. I know a lot of people were really pissed off at it, but I still want to play it just to, you know, play it. Real quick, I'm gonna check something here. Okay, I just looked it up, just because this article only said it was available on PlayStation. I mean, granted, it makes sense, it's the PlayStation blog, but this is, as far as I know, the first game in the series that, or did Valkyria Revolution come out on other platforms? I can't remember off the top of my head. Either way, Valkyria Chronicles 4 is coming on PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch next year. I also picked up a Nintendo Switch on Black Friday, and yes, I'm kind of sad I had to pay full price, and that Target said it was a doorbuster. I thought that was weird that it was still $300. But whatever, got a Nintendo Switch. I'm actually really liking it, but I'll talk about that in some other video. I might actually play this on Switch. Just, I'll play, I'd play it in the tub, because I'm lazy. Either way, moving on. Or we could just let stuff load, because, you know, I hate you, Internet. There we go. Alright, Gwent single-player campaign delayed to 2018. Wait, real quick, did I say Valkyria Chronicles coming next year, 2018? There we go. Let's see here. Article, Alex Gilead of IGN. Gwent single-player campaign has been delayed to next year. Developer CD Projekt Red announced the news today, saying it needs more time to work on the campaign's increased scope. As such, the story-driven mode, called Thronebreaker, will no longer launch this holiday season as originally planned. And I quote, shifting release windows is always something we approach seriously. However, we'll never hesitate to do it if we feel you'll get a better game. As a result, and I quote, Marcin Winsky, said co-founder of CD Projekt Red. Additionally, with Gwent coming out of beta in 2018, the game will be getting a lot more multiplayer updates. Next year, more frequently, the players can expect content additions like cards, challenges, vanity items, game patches, and balance tweaks. Gwent first announced E3 27, blah, 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 blah. Overall, I played the betas of the Witcher card game. It's okay. It's good. I'm not a big card game guy, personally. But overall, I think it was well designed. The sound design, everything was spot on. Again, it's CD Projekt Red. I keep saying this. I always trust CD Projekt Red. That's why you know, them pushing back the release date doesn't annoy me or doesn't anything to me. Just because CD Projekt Red, if they're doing it, it's to make it better. So that like I said, I can always trust CD Projekt Red. And let's actually, while we're here, let's watch the trailer.
Hero or villain, whatever your inclination, you are always welcome here.
Some tales are about witches and monstrosities. Some are about noble knights in shining armor. But not this one.
They've taken everything from me. Now, I will have it back.
Okay, you know what? That just sold me. I will play. I'll play that. That was really cool. I like that art style too. That was really pretty. Again, God, it's just CD Projekt Red, in my opinion. Just they can do no wrong. I love the studio. My favorite studio still remains Ubisoft, just because of Assassin's Creed. But CD is a close, like, just by minute, like, second place, just because of what they do with the Witcher series, and just, God, how good they are. And I know a lot of people are going to say, really, Assassin's Creed? And yes, it's my favorite game series. It's very close to my heart. God, come fight me. Alright, on to our next topic. Forza Horizon devs' secret new game is an open-world action RPG. Article Jordan Alleman, IGN. Forza Horizon developer Playground Games that's an awesome name, is hiring talent for its secret new game, which we know will be an open-world action RPG. As reported by GameIndustry.biz, the studio has acquired top developers from EA DICE, Rockstar North, and Ninja Theory as it looks to bolster its staff and build Project 2, which will not feature racing. The new project has now been described as an open-world action RPG, and with the talent arriving at the studio, it's clear where Playground is taking influence from. Sean Eystone is the latest major hire, previous work including Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Will Kennedy of Rockstar North is also working on the project, who previously acted as level designer for Grand Theft Auto 5. Juan Fernandez de Simon has been working at the company since October, joining from Ninja Theory, where he worked as senior designer on Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. These new hires come in the wake of Playground securing office space for its second studio to build Project 2. The premises will be based in the UK and designed to host more than 200 employees. Playground Games CEO Gavin Rayburn, hopefully that's right, spoke to GameIndustry.biz to give his thoughts on the new development, and I quote, "This is a hugely exciting project that is already attracting world-class talent to Playground. The combination of new blood and experienced Playground team members is already showing huge promise, and I'm excited to see this talented group contribute to Playground's continued success." End quote. For our thoughts on Playground's latest release, check out IGN's blah 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 blah. Okay. Let's see here now. We don't have a lot more details on this other than action RPG, and they're bringing in new people. So let's look at the games that they're bringing these people in from. Okay, so we have Eystone with Star Wars Battlefront 2, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Okay, massive open world RPG. Plus, the studio itself has experience with the Forza Horizon games. In Star Wars Battlefront 2, so in Metal Gear both involved shooting of some sort. Not sure if those are going to be whatever or what this... just because I think in this group of games that they just mentioned, I think Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the kind of the odd man out. I'm going to exclude that because I think that was just this guy worked on this game, not necessarily that this is going to kind of influence what we're going to see here. So let's look at like Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, massive open world game. Will Kennedy worked on level designer Grand Theft Auto 5. Again, I think furthering that this is going to be a big world, just because again, Grand Theft Auto 5, massive game. The one that I think is the most telling of anything is senior designer Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. So that's making me think, and again, this is all speculation. None of this is confirmed. Whatever. All of this is making me think that this is going to be some sort of sword game. You know, I'm gonna guess no guns. I'm gonna guess this is set in the past or fantasy with swords. Guess, total guess, but definitely interesting, and can't wait to hear more about this project, or Project 2, I guess it's being called. Let's see here. More changes coming to Need for Speed Payback. Article Brian Barnett. In response to player feedback, Ghost Games is making more changes to improve progression in Need for Speed Payback. An upcoming patch for Need for Speed Payback will introduce the changes, which, according to a post on EA's official site, include, and I quote, well, not and I quote, what the fuck is wrong with me? Tune-up shops now stock higher quality parts, thank God. Improved quality of cards from targeted roles into the tune-up shops, once more, thank God. Increased the level on parts awarded from winning events. Okay. Multiple fixes to improve stability, improved game performance. Okay. The changes are being made in response to player feedback that is too time-consuming to upgrade multiple cars. Also true. Changes that are already live include increased rep and bank from bait crates, roaming racers, and events. EA recently altered the progression system of Payback in the wake of backlash against similar issues in Star Wars Battlefront 2. For more on Ghost Games, blah, 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 blah. Okay, again, EA, so it's not surprising to see something similar to loot box upgrades. Personally, I think it sort of fits in Need for Speed Payback, because I kind of like those, the 3 cards after winning an event gives you a random part. I think that's cool. It's very reminiscent of what Need for Speed Most Wanted did way back when. I'm talking the old Need for Speed Most Wanted, not the newer one, because after you defeated, I think they were called the Blacklist. There was like 15 super talented drivers. You got an option. You got like these 3 cards, and you could pick one of you could pick one of 3, or you could pick 2 of the 3 cards. One of them was always the pink slip to the the special driver's car, visual upgrades, money, certain other gameplay things. So it's a similar system to an older system. I also like the kind of like the slot machine upgrades at the tune-up shops for the trade-ins of the parts of the part tokens or whatever they're called. I like that. Right here, the quality cards from targeted roles. I really like that stuff too. Just because Need for Speed Payback, it takes place in basically a fictionalized Las Vegas, so it fits the kind of gambling sort of vibe of the game. I like it personally. I can see why other people didn't. I think I've said this. I had way more fun with Need for Speed Payback than I would for other games that I would score at a similar number, and I would score Need for Speed Payback at a 6 at most. All because I think its story is forced. I think the story could be a lot more engaging. It could be performed a lot better. I can definitely see where the progression system is annoying, and and I will agree, it does take a lot of time and a lot of grinding to get your parts up at higher levels, and I wish it wouldn't. But overall, I don't have a problem with the loot boxes in this game. And if to kind of give a sneak peek to a video I'm doing tomorrow on loot boxes, it's about some of the legal issues that are coming in with loot boxes. I didn't include this in that story because this really isn't about loot boxes, but I don't mind the loot box progression system in this game, personally. But again, I don't mind loot boxes that often. My big issue with loot boxes, I think I said this in one of my Star Wars Battlefront 2 videos, and that is that it really affects the balance of the game. That's where the issue comes in. It's so unbalanced because of that. And it's, I think, Colin Moriarty, I think he did a great tweet on it. I think I retweeted it, I can't remember. He kind of like did like a little Twitter review, and I think he was spot on about that. That this game is honestly just, or not Need for Speed Payback, but Battlefront 2 was, But I think that was a big reason, was the loot box progression. I just don't agree with. I don't think that works well for that kind of shooter. I think it worked a little better for this game, but maybe not as well as some people, as well as they would have thought, or as well as people would have liked. So, all right, moving on to our final racing story. New single-player mode coming to Gran Turismo Sport in December by Luke Riley, IGN. Polyphony Digital President Kazunori Yamauchi, that's a really, really cool name, has revealed some of the new content set to come to Gran Turismo Sport over the next few weeks. Patch 1.06, available on November 27th, will roll out with 3 free new cars, including the Vision GT model from Italian design house Zagato, Audi's last LMP1 racer, and the Shelby Cobra 427. God, I love the Shelby Cobras. According to Yamauchi, the patch will also disable the online-only requirement for the livery editor, photo mode, and campaign mode, but he notes, and I quote, "You will still require internet access to save your progress." That's weird. GTA Sport's free December update will include a new single-player mode called the GT League. GT League is based on the classic GT mode of previous Gran Turismo games, and will include a variety of familiar cup competitions, championships, endurance races for players to progress through. The December update will also come with 12 new cars, several of which will bring much-needed injection of retro content into the game. Those cars include the Mazda RX-7 Sprint R-Type A FD, Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec 2 R32, Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec 2 Noor R34, Ford F-150 SVT Raptor, Lamborghini Countach, I don't know, LP400, Ferrari F40, Ferrari Enzo Ferrari, KTM XBO R, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, Suzuki Swift Sport, Volkswagen Sembabis. If it's not obvious, I don't know cars, Type 2 T1, Chris Holstrom Concepts 1967 Chevy Nova, Chevrolet Corvette Stingray convertible C3. According to Yamauchi, Polyphony is planning to add approximately 50 cars to the game before March 2018. He also stressed the, and I quote, updates will continue beyond March, and that players can look for, end quote, and players can look forward to the addition of new tracks. I don't know. This you know, this addition of this like club mode and whatnot, I mean, is cool, but I don't know. Anyone else, would that make you want to get this game? This is my thing with these kind of with Gran Turismo and these sort of games, is that's not enough to get me to enjoy it. The beautiful, you know, like the beautiful look and the race. It's why I never fell in love with Forza like a lot of people. It's just there's no meat, there's no story, it's just complete the series of races. Yay. Like, that is gorgeous. It's just, that's not enough to me. I don't know about anyone else, but again, I hope to people out there who love Forza and these sort of games, I hope that you enjoy this. You know, definitely keep your eye out for it. Moving on to the final topic. This is going to be a fairly short topic, but I want to cover this just because of how much I love this game. It's definitely going to be in my top 10 of this year. This is Jordan Alleman, IGN. Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice has sold 500,000 copies, turning a profit only 3 months after its launch. The news was revealed in a post on the Ninja Theory company blog alongside the final episode of its 30-part developer diary series, which you can watch here. No. Some of the figures detailed include 75k pre-orders before launch and 250k units sold in the first week of Hellblade's release. 13 million in revenue has been generated by the game in the first 3 months, with 500k units accountable for the return, allowing Ninja Theory to break even on its experimental and I quote, independent AAA, end quote, project. Hellblade was developed over 3 years with a team size of 20 and launched solely on digital platforms. Due to the nature of its development, Ninja Theory predicted to break even 6 months after launch, but has managed that in half the time. Thanking fans for the support, Ninja Theory co-founder Tamim Andoniades, I have no idea if that's anywhere close to correct, found time to comment on Hellblade's success within the tumultuous AAA market. And I quote, the escalating stakes in the AAA retail publishing model has killed off countless independent studios like us, many smaller publishers, and is now straining even the largest publishers. This isn't survival of the fittest, but a routing of the creative base upon which this industry was built, end quote, or not end quote. AAA will always exist, but we need strong alternatives as well. The final step is to share our commercial model and digital sales data for the benefit of other developers, end quote. To find out more, blah, 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 blah. I really liked Hellblade Senua. I want to say I give it a 9, but I could be wrong. I can't remember what I scored Hellblade. I have to even double check if I put that review up. I might not have put that review up. I might have to go back and look for it because I liked my Hellblade review. Sorry, getting inside my own head. I think that guy. I think he touched on a really interesting point in there. Is that the game market is kind of having some strain, and I think we're seeing it with all this loot box stuff and a lot of trying to focus on microtransactions and other ways for video game companies to make money. I think we're seeing a lot of this because developers, I don't think are, how to put this, it's the problems where business meets art with video games is that I don't think they're putting enough focus on the games or the art themselves. They're trying to make money by trying to release safe projects. I think Hellblade was not a safe bet. I think what Ninja Theory did, they made something super interesting. I like the whole, you know, she's like schizophrenic or some psychotic or something. I really like that concept. That was, you know, that was really cool. They released this really cool game. It looked gorgeous. I like the whole idea. It's an independent AAA game, and it's an independent game that guys like me, it still has mainstream appeal. Like, that's my thing with a lot of indie games, is they just don't have this appeal to me because they're so obtuse and whatever, that I just can't get into them. But Hellblade really piqued my interest, really caught me right from the word go, and I loved the game. Sorry. And I think they're showing something that if you really focus on the game and you really focus on this sort of stuff, that you can make money doing this. I also think I want to bring this up. Linear single player game. I think this Hellblade also proves that that linear single player games can still exist in today's market. This goes back to another thing I talked about with Star Wars Battlefront 2, where people were, or when EA was messing with Amy Hennig's Star Wars project, you know, wanting to focus on more. Basically just ways to get more money through microtransactions or creating worlds where people can interact with each other, whatever, and saying that people were speculating that maybe this sort of model doesn't work. I disagree wholeheartedly. I think it works. I think people just have to make a good freaking game. And I think that's what Ninja Theory did with Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. But there we go. My voice is starting to get strained. Sorry, I know I'm coughing. I'm like I said, my voice is getting a little strained here. I haven't done this in a couple days. It's a little tiring. So I just want to say thanks so much for watching. As always, please remember to like, comment. You're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time. Come back next week. Check out the variety of Let's Plays. I'm starting up South Park: The Fractured Butthole really soon. So keep an eye out for that, and just keep enjoying games. Keep reading my reviews. Just read my stuff. I want to be popular. So thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, I'm AJ Kells. This is the Hellblade Gaming Channel. I'm out.